fellow Toastmasters, and welcome back. Let me start off with the title of my speech. How many people think is it wrong to celebrate someone's death? Now, would you feel that way if it was someone that killed one of your friends? Well, let me start with Roman Catholic Church, with what they said. Faced with the death of a man, a Christian never rejoices, but reflects on the serious responsibilities of everyone before God and man, and hopes and pledges that every event is not an opportunity for a further growth of hatred, but of peace. Now, for me, being Catholic, I would say that it is wrong. However, there was a situation last month that made me refute that. Let me take you back to 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was with a whole group of college friends. We were out, and we just got jobs. We were working. I got a brand new car. One of my friends moved into New York. He got a great job. He worked for Fred Alger Management Company. He was making $60,000 at that time. And he was just starting to see a woman at that time. Well, 8 o'clock, September 11th, 2001. I go into work. And I was driving to Princeton. I was working at the Princeton office for Bloomberg at that time. Everything was good. 8:46. We get a report. Plane hits. Tower 1. World Trade Center. And my thoughts were, oh my God, my friend Greg is in there. We didn't know what was going on that day. We got reports saying that buses were going to be blown up, that bridges, buildings were going to be blown up. Everything was chaotic that day. 10 o'clock, we have reporters on the scene. I saw building collapse. 3 o'clock, for whatever reason, and I'm not the type of guy to cry at all. I had to go to the men's room. And all of a sudden, I just busted out crying. Following week, my friend's parents, they had their kid, they had a search going on for their son, and they knew he was gone. It was their only child, and they knew he was gone. So, fast forward to 10 years, they've been very upset. They still can't let go. Now, May 1st, I went to bed early. I went to bed at 9 o'clock. Sometimes on a Sunday, I like to get some rest. And I go sleep a little bit earlier than usual. So I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I receive a text from one of my friends saying Bin Laden is dead. I was half asleep. I'm like, all right. I went back to bed. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I woke back up, looked at the text again, and I read it. Bin Laden was dead. I went to the computer. I opened my computer. I went on the internet, and I saw President Obama's speech. I then saw the celebration going on in New York. I saw it all on YouTube, and I was thrilled. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get back to sleep afterwards. 8 o'clock in the morning that day, I called up, when I got to work, I called up my friend's parents, and I said to them, it's a relief. I'm happy. My friend's father, he said that he was relieved, but it brought back memories again. My friend's mother couldn't come on the phone because she was so sick. It brought back so much memories of what happened that she was sick. That night, I went on Facebook, read all the Facebook status, and I saw one saying that we should not have killed bin Laden, that it was wrong for us to celebrate. I got into an argument with that person, and I said, look, 3,000 people died because of him. Not just 3,000 Americans, but he has killed other Muslims. So I ended it, and it made me start thinking about my feelings. I did research the following couple of days. New York Times had an article about it, and I came to the conclusion that it wasn't happiness that I felt, but more like justification as to, there was closure finally. And I think this New York Times article says it best. Pure essential release, says Tom Zizinski, a social psychologist at the University of Colorado. Whether or not the killing makes any difference in the effectiveness of Al-Qaeda hardly matters. Defeating an enemy who threatens your worldview, the very values you believe are most protective, is the quickest way to calm essential anxiety. And I feel, after reading that, I feel that was just justified, and it was relief. And it wasn't happiness, but it was relief. So that's my conclusion on whether or not celebrating someone's death.